The crowd was screaming. The guitars were roaring. And standing under the blinding stage lights was a man helping create one of the most legendary rock bands in American history. From the outside, Don Felder appeared to be living the dream. Fame, money, sold-out arenas, immortal songs echoing across generations. But behind the music, something darker was quietly unfolding inside Eagles. And honestly, many fans never realized how close everything came to completely falling apart. At 77 years old, Don Felder has reflected on a side of the Eagles that audiences rarely saw. Not the harmonies, not the awards, not the glamorous image that dominated the 1970s, but the pressure, the conflict, and the emotional cost of becoming part of one of the biggest bands in music history. Long before Hotel California became a cultural phenomenon, Don Felder was just a young musician growing up in Gainesville, Florida. Music reportedly became an obsession early in his life. He practiced endlessly, chasing a sound that could separate him from thousands of other struggling guitar players dreaming of success. And eventually it did. By the early 1970s, the Eagles were already rising fast. Founded by Frey and Don Henley, the band had become known for blending rock, country, and California cool into something audiences couldn't get enough of. But when Don Felder joined the group, everything changed. Because Felder didn't just add another guitar. He added edge, complexity, atmosphere, and many believe his arrival helped push the Eagles into a completely different level artistically. Then came the moment that defined them forever. Hotel California. What makes this story different is that the song wasn't just a hit. It became mythology. The haunting guitar intro, the mysterious lyrics, and of course, the iconic dual guitar solo that many fans still consider one of the greatest in rock history. Overnight, the Eagles transformed from a successful band into cultural icons. But here's what most people don't realize. Massive success can quietly destroy relationships behind the scenes. According to interviews and long-time reports surrounding the band, tensions inside the Eagles reportedly became intense during the late 1970s. Creative disagreements grew worse. Egos expanded. Touring pressures mounted. And the constant expectations of success reportedly created an environment filled with resentment and exhaustion. In many ways, the band members stopped functioning like friends. They became competitors sharing the same stage. One of the most infamous moments reportedly came during a concert in 1980 when tensions between Frey and fellow band member Don Felder escalated dramatically backstage and even during the performance itself. According to multiple accounts over the years, threats and hostility between members had reportedly reached dangerous levels. And soon after, the Eagles collapsed. For fans, it felt unbelievable. One of the biggest bands in the world suddenly shattered under the weight of its own success. But for Don Felder, the emotional journey was far from over. Years later, the Eagles reunited and once again became a touring powerhouse. Audiences filled arenas hoping to relive the magic of the past. And for a while, it seemed like old wounds had healed. But behind the scenes, deeper fractures reportedly remained. Eventually, Felder's relationship with the band deteriorated again, leading to lawsuits, public disagreements, and his departure from the Eagles in the early 2000s. Many fans were shocked. Honestly, it felt strange imagining the Eagles without one of the musicians responsible for shaping their signature sound. And yet, Don Felder kept moving forward. That may be the most remarkable part of this story. Instead of disappearing into bitterness, Felder continued performing, writing music, and reflecting openly about the complicated reality of fame, brotherhood, and creative conflict. In interviews, he has often spoken about gratitude alongside pain, acknowledging both the incredible success and the personal cost that came with it. Because in many ways, the Eagles represented both the best and worst parts of rock stardom. The freedom, the artistry, the ego, the isolation. And perhaps that's why Don Felder's reflections still resonate with audiences today. Not because people only care about backstage drama, but because his story exposes something deeply human behind legendary success. The truth that fame doesn't erase conflict. Sometimes, it magnifies it. Yet despite everything, the music survived. Hotel California still echoes through arenas, radio stations, and generations of listeners who may never fully understand the battles hidden behind those melodies. And somewhere beneath the legendary guitar solos and sold-out tours, one quiet truth still remains. Some of the greatest music ever created came from people struggling to survive each other. If you enjoyed this documentary, share your favorite Eagles song in the comments below, and subscribe for more cinematic stories about the legends behind the music.